It's, it's never too early to talk about mental health.
Hello there, how are you? You know what I always say, right? I'm so glad you pressed the play button. I'm so glad you pressed the play button. We are going to keep learning together and we're going to get even better at this as this time around, we quiet ourselves and we talk about mental health. Welcome to the video. My name is Nefertiti Pointer. I am an early childhood specialist and national trainer with the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children. And as a part of our limited series, we are talking about mental health. Do you know that it is important that we help our children navigate their mental health? Do you know that I like to help children think about mental health by talking about Band-Aids? Yeah, Band-Aids for your heart. That's what mental health means to me, and it's the way I talk to my students and my children about that very special, powerful word, mental health. Now, today I want to talk with you about some other words that, again, our students and children may hear us use this word, but they don't exactly know what it means. And I'm not suggesting that you go out there and actually use this word, but you can. If I believe in meeting children where they are, and if you've become safe and you're ready to talk to them about it, then let's go ahead and do that. Safety is important. Children need to feel safe to talk about these things, and by you getting safe, then you're creating a space where they won't have to go outside the house or maybe even outside the classroom to talk about these feelings. You've created safety in your space to do so. Let's talk about this word today called depression. Depression. Now, quiet yourself for a second and ask yourself, what does depression mean for you as a grown-up? When I think about depression, I think about those moments in my life when I found myself being very, 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 very sad. Now, that's just me. I tell my girls when they have a boo-boo to rub it, and the pain will go away. That's what I tell them. And that's for my 17-year-old and my 6-year-old. Rub it. It'll go away. The pain will go away. And then both of them in their own little way have looked back at me once or twice and said to me, but Mom, this pain isn't going away. Well, to me, that's when I want to start talking about this word depression, because depression is that feeling within your spirit, I call it, right here in your heart, that doesn't go away. And when you're feeling a sense of depression, there's something we can do about that. But we first have to acknowledge that feeling is there. It's that feeling of pain that just won't seem to go away. That can lead to feelings of depression. It is so important to me in this space that as we introduce children to words that may seem more negative in connotation, that we also talk about more powerful words as well. And that other word I want to introduce to you before I let you go today is resilience. It is resilience. When we talk with our babies about the boo-boos, the healing process of that wound closing up and getting better, that is resilience. And we can teach our students that. We can teach our children that as you learn to heal your wounds, that is where you grow in your resilience. Now, healing your wounds, you're going to need some help sometimes. Mommy can help you, daddy can help you, grandma, grandpa. You don't have to heal your wounds by yourself. I can be here for you. As a part of this video series, I always want to give you some open-ended questions to ask your children to help begin the conversation beyond how was your day or how are you feeling. So if you ever had a chance to get this book, Socially Strong, Emotionally Secure, from Kaplan Early Learning Companies and the Devereaux Center for Resilient Children, there's a wonderful activity in here on page number 55. If I had my readers on, I think it says 55. It's called Bright Beginnings and Happy Endings. And in there you will hear questions such as a few of these. If you get upset or angry during the day at school, what do you do to feel better? If we want to talk to children about depression, the part of it is, what do you do when you feel better? What can we do to make you feel better? That is both the way that we can support our babies around this word depression, but it's also how we get to resilience. What about this question? What do you do when you have a problem at school and you need help? Sometimes feelings of depression arise from just not knowing what to do. So being able to ask for help is a wonderful resource to teach our children to, again, address any feelings of depression and to move them toward resilience. You know we can't bring this conversation justice in the few minutes that we have, right? I do hope we are sparking a beginning of a conversation wherever you are. These are questions we can ask our children on the way to school in the morning, or over the breakfast table before we say see you later, or at night as you rest them down for a good night's sleep. You can talk about these things. Safety is what is most important. And ongoing conversations is how you can create safety. So let me get out of here, because you know I could talk to you forever, because again, this matters to me and so much. There's enough going on around us to show us that we have to do better around this conversation about mental health and how do we begin this with our babies. So thank you for listening. I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Enjoy the rest of your day.
It's never too early to talk about mental health.